Hi, and welcome to the Infinite Light channel. I'm Gabby, and as always, I'm really glad that you're here. If you are tuning in, I don't know, for the first time or you've been here before, you are so welcome. I'm really happy to be here with you, bringing through some higher guidance and wisdom from the Infinite Light team, as I call them, and also sharing my own reflections. And today, in today's message, it's very much about conscious creation and how to create a life that we find truly fulfilling and magical. And it doesn't matter where we are. And I think this is something I'm very passionate about. I truly believe that we, as human beings navigating this reality, the best way of living that beautiful, expansive life is when we combine spirituality with science and business or performance, because we are here and we need to create a life that works in a society that has a certain structure. But regardless of where we are, we can navigate that reality and we can create a reality that feels really great and really fulfilling. There is no right or wrong place, and to start to connect and to live more heart-based doesn't mean that you have to change job or change relationship or meditate 30 minutes every day or whatever it may be. It just means to become more conscious and to become more present in the here and now and realize that you are so much bigger than your thoughts and your emotions, and you can start being aware and start to decide and set intentions for what you really want. And I think that is a really powerful thing, that you do not need to change your circumstances in order to start to live more from the heart and start to expand more and feeling more in flow and so on. You can do that from exactly where you are right now. And if you keep following your intuition, if you start listening more to that inner guidance, that inner voice, if you are not in the right place right now, your intuition and your higher self will guide you towards something that you want more. When you continue to follow that compass, follow those nudges, your passion, things will open up. But what is great is, of course, to take a little bit of time to just reflect and feel into what really excites you, what ignites you, what do you feel passionate about. But as I navigate through this reality, becoming more connected and having stepped into a much more expanded, if you would call it, spiritual life, I'm still the same human being navigating through the day to day, which is also taking care of my children and cleaning and cooking and doing admin work. And I also still have one foot on the business side, but then having my own business is also being in business. So um, I think what I truly want to say is that it's so easy for us to label things, and I think that we should be careful with the labels and just more feel into what feels good, what feels true, which is also the importance of the channeled message that will come after, that you don't have to fully understand, you don't have to believe, just feel into it and feel if it feels good to you, if it ignites something inside of you, then it's great. That's all you need to know. When I found channeled information first, I didn't know what it was. I didn't fully understand. I actually read a whole book channeled by Esther Hicks. So I think that was The Law of Attraction. And I loved that book and I thought it was great. But I didn't even know that it was channeled, but it really spoke to me. So without too much labels and without having to know or having to understand, because that is in the end our analytical ego mind that wants to label things, that want to know, that wants to say that this is right, this is wrong, this is the good way, this is the bad way. What if we let that go? What if we just come back into our presence, into our power, into our energy, and let that lead and guide us? And the way that we have an effect on all the people around us in our day-to-day reality when we come into that state, because we become more highly vibrational, loving people, and we will have a beautiful impact on anyone that crosses our path, whether it's in the grocery store or at the bus stop or with your children or with a colleague at the coffee machine. It doesn't really matter. But when you change your state of being and you live more from the heart and you're more expansive, that is all that matters. And it will have a huge impact on you, on your life, but also on all the people around you whose lives you touch by just being you. And I think that is so, so, so beautiful. So with that said, I'm handing over to the team and I'm wishing you a beautiful day. And if you like the channel, please subscribe. If you want to work with me, you can find more info in the box below. So have a beautiful, wonderful day. Oh, yes, 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 dear, dear listener, dear soul. We are so happy that you are here. We are so happy that you are here, taking this moment to you, for you, because this is really about you. It's always about you. It's about you living and being more of you, anchoring in more of you into this here and now, into this life experience. Because what happens when you open up and you anchor in more of you, more of what is truly you, is that you become this powerful creator of your own life's reality. And we believe that that is what you're longing for. That is what you're longing for. You long to create more and more consciously, to live your life and be part of this beautiful unfolding that is your life's reality in a way that feels so good to you, that feels so beautiful, that is filled with people, with circumstances, with environments that lights up your heart, that makes you feel true happiness, true joy, true bliss, true fulfillment. And that is truly how you can live your life. From that place, from that vantage point. And of course, life is not linear and it's not a straight line and it's not just a highway. That wouldn't be a true adventure. Maybe maybe you watched Indiana Jones. We think that is a nice metaphor, and if you have been watching any of the Indiana Jones movies, it's truly an adventure. And before he finds the treasure, he needs to go through a lot. It's not just as smooth sailing as we would put it. And that is a bit how life is as well. But in order to feel those moments of true happiness and bliss, you also have to feel the opposite. Otherwise, you wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know what true freedom feels like if you've never been trapped, if you never felt stuck or trapped. How would you know what true love feels if you haven't felt fear or anger or resentment, hopelessness? How would you know? How would you know? But when you are in this space and time and where you are right now in this moment, and if you are tapping into this message and to this frequency, we know that you are here as a conscious creator. You are waking up to your own power, to your own infinite potential, because you are a being of infinite potential. It is not saved for the special ones. It's available to anyone that awakens and realizes this true infinite potential that is inside of you. When you reconnect to that truth of who you are, to that truth, that power that lies inside of you, and where the connection to your heart, to your intuition, to your inner guidance is the portal to living that beautiful, expansive life where you create and you can go into your imagination and you can sit and you can ask yourself, what would I really love to experience? What would I love to feel? Would I love to travel, to meet new people, to play with my children, to be out in the forest with my dog? What do I long for? What do I dream of? And it can be the smaller things and the really big things. Do you have a notion of your life's calling? And that may feel very big. Some of you know, some of you have a vision, a true vision for your life. But what is also so exciting is that we can promise you that when you have that vision, that goal, that will also change with time. It might change slightly, or the way that you come there or you go there might be different than what you first imagined. And that is the beautiful thing when you let yourself be guided by your intuition and by that inner calling, that inner voice, is that the way that you get to that goal, to that vision, can be so much bigger, so much grander than you could ever imagine. And that is the magic of conscious creation, or manifestation, as some of you would refer to it, because in the end, conscious creation is about getting clear about what you want to create. And it's very much about those feeling states. And when you start to go into those feeling states more frequently, and you live from the place of knowing that things will unfold and that you will be able to be in those situations, when you can be there already now, your outer reality, the 3D reality, the tangible reality, will start to rearrange itself. And then tangible things will manifest, whether it's people, new relationships, circumstances, experiences, things that come into your reality. And that is all the effect of your inner inner state of being and your where you put your inner compass towards, and how you learn to be conscious of where you want to go, but always coming back to where you are in the present moment, being more conscious about your frequency and vibration in the present moment. And anytime you feel that contrast showing up or something shows up that makes you feel something different, when you start to see that as a sign, as a teaching moment, and you realize that, okay, this comes into my experience now, I am experiencing this contrast, it doesn't feel so good. If you see that as something that is coming on your journey to bring awareness to an area where you might be holding yourself back, where you might be still holding on to some limiting belief or some old programming, and you see that and you realize that it's actually happening for you and you can shift that, that is true magic, that is true alchemy. And then you become this conscious creator, this conscious alchemist that works with the laws of the universe. And you realize that you are the one causing the effects. You are the cause. You're not just looking at the effects and wondering what was causing it, thinking that it's something outside of you, but you take back the power, realizing that there is something inside of you. And then you become the one consciously creating the cause, and then seeing the effects of your inner work and your inner state of being. And it may all sound so complicated, and in reality, it isn't so complicated. The thing that sometimes makes it complicated is those old programmings and beliefs that are holding you back. And they are not the truth. Because the truth is that in any given moment, you are free. You are free to create the next chapter, the next part of the adventure. You always have the freedom of choice. That is truly a beautiful thing about this earth reality, that you have always a choice and you always have your free will. That is also why sometimes you may ask, why don't I get the support I would need? Why does this happen to me? Anytime you ask for guidance, you ask for support, you will get it. We are there for you. We want to be there for you all the time. We are not separate from you. We are you and you are us. We are interlinked. We're all part of the one consciousness. There is no separation. The separation is an illusion. However, as you are navigating through the 3D reality, that is the game of life, that is the game of earthly reality, where you feel yourself and you see yourself as separate. And you navigate through your vessel, through your avatar that is separate from others. But the truth behind is that this separation is an illusion. And when you tap into your heart and you connect to your higher self, to the bigger aspects of you, to the spiritual part of you, that is truly who you are, and you are then part of all that is. You are part of all that is. And to truly start to realize this is to start to realize your infinite power and potential. And as you become aware and you start to navigate more consciously, and you also take some time to reflect back to see when things maybe did not turn out exactly the way you wanted, can you see why that happened? Can you see that perhaps you were the one creating that, probably unconsciously, but now when you look back, can you see that? And can you realize that the way it happened was perhaps the best thing that could have happened, because it made you adjust your direction, leading you to a better place. It is often so much easier when you look back, and when you look back you can also find some of the proofs that when those amazing things happen, you could probably not know in advance how that would pan out. There was a whole link of synchronicities that led you to that exact moment, to that exact unfolding. But probably when you look back at that, you realize that you were in a high vibration, you were intentional, or you were surrendering to the present moment, to that feeling of more flow, of more just being and going through life in a very positive, open-minded sense. Because when you are there and you do that, you are living more from the present moment. You are living more from your heart, from your inner guidance. You will be guided and led, and then all these great things will happen. And that is a very beautiful way of navigating through life. And we believe that that is what you are longing for. You are here to play and to create. You want to create things that feel really, really good to you. But you also want to navigate through your day-to-day reality and your day-to-day life feeling fulfilled, not feeling like you're always chasing something or controlling yourself. And you don't have to control. That is the really wonderful thing about coming back to the truth of you and coming back to the heart and coming back to that inner guidance. It is a surrendering. It is a surrendering. And when you are there and when you are operating more from the present moment, from your heart, the next step will be more obvious. And you will balance, because it's not like you will just surrender and you will not do anything. You will also do. It's always that balance between the masculine and the feminine. So it's not like you will not be doing, but you will be doing from a place of inspired action, coming from the heart, not coming from the pushing and pulling and striving and forcing. Because we know that as human beings, it's so easy when you see that things are not unfolding the way you were expecting, or you start to feel pressure and you go into the more masculine, the doer, and then you start to try to control, you start to try to effort to move matter with matter. So you start working harder, you start efforting more, which often leads to more stress and eventually to exhaustion. And that is where we want to say, no, you don't have to be in that doing, pushing mode. You can be in the surrendering, in the heart mode, where the inspired actions come to you, and where also the most mundane tasks, or also your daily work or administration or work meetings or creating presentations or doing calculations in Excel files. It doesn't really matter what the output it is. What matters is your state of being, because that will be the deciding factor of how things feel when you go into the doing, the creating. Some of you love making calculations in an Excel sheet, and you probably know that you can get into a state where you are just in this total flow. You lose track of time and you create this most amazing calculation sheet or business plan or whatever it may be, and it just feels great. And some of you have the same thing when you create that amazing PowerPoint presentation, or you step in front of your team and you just deliver this amazing workshop or presentation, and you just feel how you uplift the energy of the people receiving your presentation. And that is because you are in your power, you are in your heart, in your flow. So we really want to bring these concepts down to your very earthly reality, because in the end, energy turns into matter, and spirituality is not foreign from the day-to-day reality. Spirituality is about being tapped into your heart, being tapped into your intuition, trusting in the things that you cannot see but you can feel. There is no concept of spirituality that you need to adhere to. You just need to be you and tap in to the fuller, more expanded version of you, which is that connection to your heart. So how can you be that expansive spiritual being in your day-to-day reality, creating a life regardless of where you are? That feels really expansive, really full, really abundant in all aspects. That is what we want to lead you and guide you towards. Because as you become more aware of yourself, as you become more tapped into your heart, as you raise your frequency, you will have such a beautiful impact on the people around you, whether it's your friends, your co-workers, your colleagues, your boss, whoever it may be. And when you are that positive influence, you have an impact on this Earth's reality, because you're all connected. And when you can move from feelings of stress, worry, anxiety into a place where you become the conscious creator, regardless of where you are, you might be in the middle of something very business-like, because in the end, it's all energy, right? It's all energy, it's all creation, regardless of where you are. But your state of being always matters the most, regardless of what you want to create. And that is, that is the secret sauce. That is the secret sauce for creating a life that feels so expansive, so abundant, so fulfilling, so joyful. It doesn't mean that you need to move to the other side of the world. It doesn't mean that you need to to go up and sit on a mountain and meditate all day. It doesn't mean that you have to go to a retreat and lock yourself in silence. No, you don't have to do that. You should do that if it calls to you. If it calls to you. And perhaps it's the absolute best thing that you can do to really connect back into your heart. But you can also do that being exactly where you are right now without changing a thing. Because it's all an inner game. It's all an inner game of energy. And it's all about you stepping into your role as the conscious creator, regardless of who you are, where you are, what your name is, what your background is. It doesn't matter. You're always in the perfect place right here, right now, to navigate towards the direction that will make you more and more fulfilled. It's all available to you. It's all available to you. So don't wait for your circumstances to change in order for you to change. You start with you, with your energy, with tapping more into your heart. And we can promise you that things outside of you will start to change in ways that may feel miraculous. And that is what it means to become the conscious creator of your own life's reality. We hope that this resonates with you and that it helps you. And we just want to take this moment to support you, to raise your frequency and vibration, to help you to tap into your heart right here, right now. So if you have the opportunity to just sit down or lay down, close your eyes and just feel into this moment, and just take a few deep breaths and just feel into your heart. Just breathe in and just feel into your heart. Feel into the expansion. Feel into your energy. Feel into your energy. Perhaps you can feel the energy moving through your body. Perhaps you can feel tingling sensations in your arms, in your hands, in your legs, in your head, behind your eyes. Perhaps you feel nothing. Perhaps you just feel into this presence, into this here and now. Letting us tell you, letting us connect to your truth, to your soul, to your inner being, reminding you how powerful you are, reminding you how powerful you are. Awa kiash ara iawa kias awa kiara kiasa iata uaya kiara tiasa uaya tiara kia wawawawa sawa 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 shawa kias awa. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. You have everything you need inside of you. Remember who you are. We love you so much. Thank you for taking this time. Thank yourself for taking this time. It is helping you to step more fully into the truth of who you are, into more expansion, into more flow and conscious creation. Thank you. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, there was a lot of love, a lot of energy. I can feel the love. I can feel this very high vibrational frequency coming through, and I really hope that it came through to you. I know that this is very much a message of frequency and vibration, even though it's also translated to words. And so I hope that you can rest in that knowing. And I know that at the end of the transmission, there was a bit of light language coming through. And light language is the language of the universe. And the benefit of light language is that it goes beyond our conscious mind. We cannot understand, which makes it easier sometimes for that vibration to just come through and to activate things and truths inside of you, because there is no ego mind standing in the way. It goes straight through. So if you are still here, I'm so happy that you are here. I'm so grateful. And if you like the channel, please subscribe. I want to thank you so much personally. This is such a beautiful time. This is such a beautiful time to be alive and to be here and to create together. Thank you.